What's up, everybody? Today I'm bringing you a video talking about what I'll call the quality of life changes for the Cold War weapons in the Season 4 Reloaded update. I'm not including the MG82, which got a reduction in ADS speed, or the CODWZ, which got a movement speed change. No, neither of those guns are really used these days, and I don't see them being used. In fact, now the MG82 is just completely not used at all. I've seen some people use the CODBOCW, but not really, and it's ground loot that we all drop quickly. So I'm not going to include those. But what I am going to talk about is the Milano, the Swiss, the XM4, the Groza, the FARA, and the C58. The C58, the FARA, the Groza, the XM4 all had recoil changes, as well as the Milano. And the Swiss had the ADS animation changed and the reticle change. So I'm going to jump into Plunder and go ahead and show you these things. Alright, so here we're going to start with the C58. So we'll start with showing off the recoil. It's normal Field Agent 4 grip, pass barrel, and it's pretty straight vertical. It goes to the right just a little bit and then up to the left. And then we're going to scoop back 30 meters. Decent distance for a gunfight. We're going to do the same thing. Alright, so as you see, that doesn't even stay on the house. That fully goes up and to the left, and it's a little bit harder to control than before. So back up 30 meters again. And then we'll try to control it some. Now my gun skill is average at best, maybe a little above average, but it's definitely not as easy to control without aim assist, but you can see I'm struggling here a little bit. And it's not crazy to control. If you're higher skilled with me, then and some of you probably are, be able to control, but it's body size target, so it's still a very viable gun. They didn't really mess with the time to kill too much, and so it'll still be a great gun. Let's go ahead and move on to the FARA. Alright, and now let's test the FARA. So, no control up close. So you can see it starts to go up a little bit to the right. It goes up and to the left, and then it starts going hard up and right. But it's staying within a body line, so it's not too difficult. Let's go ahead and look at 30 meters back. Had a spot. Oh, there we go. Alright, 30 meters back. So you can see the pattern shape out, and it ends up going in 60 shots above the house. And you can see, yeah, it goes up and to the right, up and to the left, and then hard up and to the right. Alright, now let me do my best attempt at controlling this. Once again, with this, like the C58 with the curves in it, it's pretty difficult. Like I said, I'm average, maybe a little above average. I don't let it get too high, but the bounce is a little difficult to control, as you can see there. Usable. Again, and this is without aim assist. So with aim assist, it'll be much easier than that, but usable again. Still think this is a very viable gun. So let's go ahead and move on to the XM4.
UAV overhead.
Alright, so now we have the XM4. We're just going to get the shape of the recoil pattern. Okay, so this one has a lot less vertical than the other two. It feels like you can see it takes a jump here, but it stays going up and to the right, and then it smooths out as you get higher up the pattern. Let's go ahead and look at it 30 meters back. Uncontrolled.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy launched an advanced UAV. We're exposed.
Alright, so you can see here it takes some big jumps at the beginning, gets a little closer together, and it's got this little curve in it, but ends up going ultimately up and to the right. So let's go ahead and go 30 meters back and try to control it. There's more of them. As you can see, initially it's hard to control, but towards the end there, I really group them together, and it's within body size again. So let's go ahead and we're going to move on to the Groza as a sniper support, and then we'll get into the Milano and the Swiss. Okay, so now the Groza built as sniper support because you're not going to use this a lot.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Here's the recoil pattern. As you can see, it's mostly just up. It's pretty vertical. It doesn't really bounce left and right too much, so really easy to control. Because it's sniper support, I'm only going to go 15 meters back instead of 30 meters. Again, it's mostly just vertical, bounces a little side to side, has a little bit of a snaking curve towards the top and throughout, but nothing too crazy. Mostly just vertical. It's definitely stays within person wide, so then we'll go ahead and try to control it. As you can see, it stays right around chest width, so pretty easy to use, good sniper support. Still wouldn't recommend it for long range. Let's go ahead and get into the Swiss. Alright, and for the Swiss, a little bit quicker, a little bit different. Just going to show off the reticle and the animation. Before, the gun came like up and around, and now it just looks like this. So instead of coming up like this, it felt like, oh sorry, I hit my paddle, it comes up more like this. It doesn't like swoop as much, and it's a little bit quicker. And then as you can see, the reticle is now the 0G reticle, much more clean than the up arrow, or whatever you want to call it, the triangle on the Swiss reticle before. It would be nice if you could customize your reticles, but this is definitely a huge step up for the Swiss. So let's go ahead and move on to the Milano, and I'll do both the SMG Milano build and the AR Milano build. Alright, so now we have the Milano. We're starting off with the AR build. They did decrease the damage range by like 12%. It could still be like a rebirth gun. I wouldn't see it being usable in Verdansk, but I could still see it being usable in rebirth, especially because the recoil was so low. But let's see how that recoil is now. So we're going to ping our wall.
Setting rally
go
point.
about 5 meters away. No control. See the shape. Alright, so as you can see, it goes up and to the right a little bit, then it takes this like jump over to the right, and then kind of hangs up to the right till the very top. It goes up just a little bit. Since this is the AR version, we'll go ahead and back up 30 meters. I'm going to start low this time, because last time I went over the house. That slide. And as you can see, yep, it goes up to the right a little bit, then jumps over to the right, then hard pulls right, and towards the end starts to smooth out up just a little bit. But the recoil is not crazy strong. As you can see, I'm not jumping way above the building like I was before. And so we'll go ahead and go 30 meters back, and we'll control it. So you can see when it takes those hard shifts to the side is where I start to struggle, and where I think most people struggle with it. And that's not too great. I don't know if this will really be viable long range with this. It's chest width, but that's pretty bad. Let's just try it one more time. I mean, that's worse than the ARs I just showed you, right? Oh yeah, that's really getting out there. And that was 15 less bullets.
Standing by.
And you can see I kept it in control for the most part, and then it started coming to the right a little bit. Don't know if this will be great for long range, but let's go ahead and get into the short range Milano. Okay, and finally we are on to the short range Milano. So I'm going to go ahead and be 5 meters from this point on the wall, shoot it. You can see it's the same pattern as the long range one. A little bit stronger because we don't have the field agent grip, but it's up, takes a sharp dip into the right, then it pulls up to the right and starts to smooth out at the beginning. And just like with the Groza, since we're not using this for long range, I'm only going to go 15 meters back and show you. And it's going to be the same basic pattern, just more spread out. As you can see, it goes up, dips a little to the right, then pulls up right and starts to smooth out towards the top. And then we'll go 15 meters back and we'll try to control it. Definitely pretty bouncy, but for 15 meters it's easily controllable, and they mess with the damage a little bit, but I still think this will be a really good SMG. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in Verdansk. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.